When you're playing a video game, you usually don't like the characters to be cowardly. After all, video games are all about doing awesome things and saving the day or destroying the world. So when a character ends up being a total coward, you can't help but hate them, especially when their cowardness ends up getting characters you like in trouble. Welcome to Chaos Gaming. Today, we're going to be checking out some of the biggest cowards in video games that you can't help but hate. I know one has already come to mind. Let me know in the comment section. Drop a like. Let me know who is the biggest coward character in video games. I think it's fitting to start this off with the grunts in the entire Halo series. It's an obvious one to me. The grunts aren't meant to be anything special in the Halo games. For the most part, they're just meant to be cannon fodder and a distraction for the larger enemies and maybe a little bit of humor in a very, very serious game. Part of the grunts' character is their cowardly nature. They're constantly running away from Master Chief and screaming about how scary he actually is. Every encounter with a grunt goes the same way. They'll see you, they'll be really confident, they'll fire a shot at you, and then as soon as you return fire or look at them the wrong way, they turn around and start running away terrified. Now, I know it's part of Halo lore that the grunt is indeed a massive scaredy cat, but I had to put them on the list. I'd be doing them a disservice if we didn't. Next up is Dr. Robotnik from the Sonic franchise. No, I'm not calling him Eggman. He's the main villain of the Sonic franchise, and he's known for building giant robots and hordes of minions to do his bidding. Whenever you actually come face to face with Dr. Robotnik, you've only got a couple minutes before he turns heel and runs away. And then he sends in a whole bunch of robots to fight you instead. You have to give Dr. Robotnik at least a little credit for his dedication to defeating Sonic. But ultimately, his downfall is the fact that he never wants to go all in when fighting Sonic himself. He wants to be as far away from the fight as possible while still taking credit for its outcome. I mean, come on, man, seriously. There's no way to run a giant evil business like that. You got to get in there, you got to get your hands dirty, and you have to do it yourself. Next up is Bowser in Super Mario. Mario and Bowser have faced off, I can't even count how many times throughout the franchise, but you have to wonder, why does Bowser always try to avoid confrontation? He's always running away with Princess Peach, moving to a different castle, sending his minions to do his dirty work, and even in the Mario Party games, Bowser's whole thing is showing up out of nowhere, screwing with the board, and then running away before anybody can punish him. He's one of the most iconic villains in all of video games, I'll give him that, and he's definitely made for some memorable fights throughout the series. But take a second to think about how many times you fought Bowser and compare that to the amount of times Bowser has actually run away from you. It's actually a pretty lopsided amount. At number 7, Summoners from Doom 2016. This game is fun. Super fun sandbox of demons. You get to face off with them. They're all complemented to each other really well. However, there's one enemy type that always annoyed people, and those were the Summoners. These things could hover above the ground, teleport, and spawn other demons to the battlefield. Now, when a summoner spawns in an arena, you pretty much have to drop everything you're doing and go take them out first, because if you don't, they're just going to keep teleporting around the battlefield and spawning in more minions. And of course, whenever you run up to the summoner to hit them, guess what? They'll just teleport away because they're a bunch of dirty cowards. Whenever you see a summoner spawn in, use the rocket launcher to lock onto them from a distance and take them out quickly before they can start running away from you and being obnoxious. At number 6, the Riddler in the Batman Arkham series. Now, the Riddler is one of the most legendary villains in all of fiction, and he definitely had a memorable appearance in the Arkham series. However, there came a point in everybody's playthrough of Arkham City or Arkham Knight where you just think to yourself, okay, can this guy just knock it off and come fight me? Let's get this done with. The Riddler spreads hundreds and hundreds of trophies, riddles, and challenges for you to do throughout the map of each Arkham game, and he'll keep taunting you through your headset until you find all of them. But, I mean, that's the most cowardly move of all. If you really think you're better than me, why not just come fight me? Come on. Maybe I'm still bitter about the amount of time I wasted going for all these trophies, but one day, I'll find them all, and I'll prove the Riddler wrong. Let's go back to Halo. The elites in Combat Evolved specifically. In most Halo games, the elites are your equal. They'll run at you head on. They have big weapons, they have energy shields. They are basically your Covenant equivalent. However, if you've replayed Combat Evolved recently, you probably realized that the elites in that game, they just love to run and hide once you break their energy shields. In other games, breaking an elite's energy shield will cause them to roar and get a little more aggressive. But for whatever reason, the AI in Combat Evolved programmed them to, it turned them into big babies. And if you hit them a few times, they'll just run away, hide behind a rock or a wall, and let their teammates deal with you. Now, I loved Combat Evolved as much as the next person, but this is pretty funny to watch elites actually run away from you. This next one's cheating, but I'm doing it anyway. Campers in FPS games. Come on, seriously. Just move around. Campers are present in just about every multiplayer shooter, and they never cease to frustrate everybody around them. Camping is a perfectly viable strategy in objective modes and in tactical shooters like CSGO and Rainbow Six Siege. However, in a fast-paced arcade shooter like Halo or Call of Duty, get to moving. Camping is largely seen as a weak strategy for people to do when they're trying to pad their stats or get cheap points. Now, I hate to break it to you, but if you camp, you're never going to get better at the game. You're not. You have to run out there, take your lumps, earn your stripes. The only way you get better at a multiplayer game is by getting into the fight, learning the mechanics like everyone else, what you did wrong, and getting better. Yeah, stop camping. General Shepard in Modern Warfare 2. By far one of the most hated characters in any video game. He's your ally throughout the entire Modern Warfare 2 campaign up until the end of the second act, where it's revealed he's a douchebag. He wants to manipulate the world at war, so the history books will show him as the victor, despite the fact that he's killing off the true heroes. Shepard's cowardice is most remembered in the sequence, where his villainy is revealed when he kills Ghost and Roach by surprise and then burns their bodies in a field. All right. Let's not forget the fact that in the ending scene of Modern Warfare 2, the dude brings a gun to a fist fight and he still loses. I mean, seriously, if that's not cowardly, I don't know what is. At number 2, don't hate me for this, Luigi. How about a lovable coward, right? Mario's little brother. Or is he older brother? Younger? I don't know. He often tags along with the iconic plumber on various adventures, and while he's not nearly as graceful as his older brother, I think, he does his best. But one thing we all know about Luigi is he's not exactly eager to jump into the line of duty like Mario is. In fact, Luigi's a pretty big coward. He's always looking for ways out of conflict. He's always waiting for Mario to do things first, and Nintendo even made a whole sub-series based on Luigi's cowardly nature. It's called Luigi's Mansion. Now, in a way, Luigi's constant willingness to overcome his fears makes him the least cowardly of all the entries on this list, but he's always scared, and he's never eager to try new things, but he always ends up doing it eventually, even if that doesn't end very well for him. So, good on you, Luigi. You're the best coward of them all. And at number 1 today, the Enderman in Minecraft. Come on, seriously. Just fight. Just fight. The Enderman is one of the most recognizable NPCs from Minecraft, and they make for some very obnoxious fights. They'll show up out of nowhere. They'll run at you, and then they'll zip away the second you hit them. When you see an Enderman, you can leave them be, I guess. They won't attack you. However, if you start the fight, they'll make this big song and dance about how awesome they are before they take any chance. They'll teleport away. Enderman fights can be pretty frustrating because of this and because of their legacy in gaming. I'm giving them the number 1 spot for all those reasons. Congratulations, Enderman. You are the biggest coward in video games. And there you have it, my friends. You let me know one coward that was deserving of being on this list that just somehow we overpassed. There are some videos on the screen right now. Go check those out. Thank you for all the support on the videos, guys, and I'll see you soon.